Hi YouTube, Tim Margaret here. In this video I'm going to show you how to find the sum of a finite geometric series when it's written in summation notation. So let's take a look at this first one. It says evaluate, and we're evaluating this, and this is summation notation. There are 12 terms, so we're going to say n is equal to 12. The first term is going to be 4. Now why is that? Well, when I plug in 1 for n, so the first term, 1 minus 1, that's 0. 2 to the 0 power is 1, so we get 4 times 1. So first term is right here. Okay, the common ratio r is 2 in this particular case. So the sum, just as a reminder, the sum of n terms equals the first term times 1 minus the common ratio r raised to the nth power over 1 minus r. Okay, so in this particular case, we're going to have the sum of 12 terms, and that's going to equal the first term, 4, times 1 minus 2 raised to the 12th power, and this is all going to be divided by 1 minus 2. So I'm going to open up a tab and open up Desmos, and let's just plug this in. Okay, so we're going to do 4 times 1 minus 2 raised to the 12th power divided by 1 minus 2, and we get 16,380. So our sum of these 12 terms is 16,380. And there we go. All right, so that's how we do the first one. Let's, as always, practice makes perfect. So let's go through a few more. Let's go down to problem 2. We're going to evaluate this sum. This should be n equals, a little typo there, n equals 1 to 9. The first term is going to be 2. The common ratio here is -3. And there are 9 terms. Okay, so we're going to say the sum of the 9 terms is equal to the first term, 2, times 1 minus the common ratio, -3, to the 9th power over 1 minus the common ratio, -3. All right, so let's go here. So we've got 2 times 1 minus the common ratio, -3, raised to the 9th power. And that's all going to be divided by 1 minus the common ratio, -3. So we get 9,842 as our solution here. So our solution for the sum of 9 terms is 9,842. Let's just check. Yep, 9,842. Okay, so that's our solution for that one. All right, let's keep going. Let's try. I got 2 more problems to demonstrate here. Let's go on down. So another one. We're evaluating the sum of this finite geometric series. We have 11 terms. The first term is 4. The common ratio is -5. Okay, so we're going to say the sum of 11 terms equals 4 times 1 minus the common ratio, -5. Let me fix that. Raised to the 11th power over 1 minus the common ratio, -5. And so we keep working. We get the sum of the 11 terms. Let's put this into Desmos. So we got 4 times 1 minus -5 raised to the 11th power divided by 1 minus negative 5. Okay, and we get 32,552,084. So 32,552,084. Okay. So there we go. And we got that one. And if you want to figure out more of what this summation notation represents, well, we have geometric series here. So we have 4 plus, and our second term is going to be 4 times negative 5. So that's going to be negative 20. Plus, then our third term is going to be 4 times negative 5 squared. So 4 times 25, which is going to be 100. And we're going to keep going all the way until we have 4 times negative 5 to 11 minus 1, so the 10th power. Okay, so if we want to do that, just figure out what that number is. 4 times negative 5 to the 10th power. Well, that's 39,062,500. So 39,062,500. And when you think about it, our solution of 32,552, or 32,552,084 makes sense because notice, every other term here is going to be negative. So we're subtracting some of the terms. The last term, the largest term, is positive. So we overcome some of the negative terms, but we're going to have a number that's less. Our sum is going to be less than the last number if the last number is positive. So our solution lines up. Let's try one more. All right, problem number 4. We're evaluating a sum of geometric series that has 14 terms. The first term is negative 1, and the common ratio is 6. So we're going to say the sum of the 14 terms, do better on that 14 there, equals the first term, so negative 1, times 1, let's do better on that 1, 1 minus 6 to the 14th power, all divided by 1 minus 6. All right, so let's evaluate this with Desmos. So we have negative 1 times 1 minus 6 to the 14th power divided by 1 minus 6. And we're going to get negative 1.567 times 10 to the 10th power. So we've got approximately negative 1.567 times 10 to the 10th power. So what does that mean? Well, that's scientific notation. Let me get a little bit better with the negative here. So scientific notation, that means that we take this decimal place and we move it 10 places to the right if we were going to write it in standard notation. So a pretty big number, but a pretty big negative number, which makes sense because we start with our first term of negative 1 and our common ratio is positive, so we're going to stay with adding up negative numbers there. Okay? All right, and that's all there is to it. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe.